Yo, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, that's non-verbal communication. We talk verbal communication at this point. Let's not get it twisted. We talk attraction, seduction, repulsion, everything in between. It's about the game, yeah? So, two links in the description of this video. One of it will take you to the catalogue of body language. It's a catalogue of my own as to where I've compiled how to read someone from the head down across the board. You'll be able to read their mind, you'll internalize that information, and honestly, it'll be a superpower in itself, all right? Second to that, I got a link to the Patreon as to where you will join me in assessing, analyzing, and learning how to read attraction and repulsion cues from footage of real dates. Yes? You won't learn that game nowhere else, that's assured. Now, moving onwards. I've actually got one about body language this time around, all right? Today, let me have a look at my notes here. I've got a question. I will be able to look at this over the long term, over the short term. Micro expressioned in a way. Is she exposing herself or covering herself up to you? Okay? So apply this through any sense of the means. This really will be applied to the spectrum of attraction versus repulsion, yes? As to when one will be attracted, they will expose more of themselves, whether that be physically, whether that be the depth of their soul, spirit, and mind. They will expose themselves to you. On the flip side, if they're turned off by what you said, if they're turned off by who you are, if they're turned off by who you're being, and so on and so forth, you may see in real time, if not over a broader length of time, them start to close up, conceal themselves, create obstacles, and that can be through any sense of the way, whether that be, conversational communication, as far as verbal communication obstacles, but it can also very clearly, and this is what we're going to try to prioritize on today, it could be very clearly in the non-verbal aspect of things. So I'm sitting on a date at a table, across a table, we've got obstacles on the table, okay? She's placed her glass in front of her, blocking us up. We already have an obstacle in front of us, that table. When she comes around that table and sits beside me, or if I do that and join her at her side, yeah, preferably better if she comes over to you, if you instruct her to do so, right? Both parties have a great time if that's the case, and she obliges, she complies, she comes and sits beside you, right? Now, she has been attracted to your space, she's been made the decision to join you on your side, and you've removed that middle obstacle. Okay, now from here, where do we go? We look at the body blading. So how is she turned? Is she turning inwards towards you? Is she facing fully frontal, potentially mirroring you? So it might not necessarily be a bad thing, but then the more she turns inwards towards you and the more you turn inwards towards her, you start to find this ever progressive common ground. You create this harmony between you both, and you start to entice each other into this perfect central space as to where you both exist, and who knows what the future holds from that point. So is she exposing herself or covering herself up? Yeah, has she got a handbag between you both, creating the obstacle while she's on your side? Clothing wise, does she feel comfortable to remove clothing around you? Symbolic of the taking off of the clothing that will be happening in the bedroom. And I could say the same to you as well. Would you be doing the same thing? Have you got an extra button undone as to which wouldn't be done normally? Allowing the imagination to roam free. As you know, a little goes a long way. We're not here to take our clothes off completely in public, right? But we can express a slight reveal of skin, a reveal of the sexuality that we protrude whilst we're in the presence of this other individual. So the woman is comfortable taking her jacket off at this point. The woman is comfortable rolling her sleeves down, exposing her forearms and her wrists in a submissive manner at this point. Have you seen the difference between that and her covering herself up, covering her wrists up, covering her shoulders up, and wearing this extra layer of clothing, having that coat zipped up as opposed to zipped down? There's all of these different means we can progress onwards or regress backwards as far as the exposure of oneself is concerned, okay? Is she turning away from you? We call that giving the cold shoulder if it's to its fullest extent. You just can't get over that barrier, that barricade, that obstacle, that wall. We need something, a lasso, to pull her in and turn her around, okay? We need to create full engagement because as the legs, the feet, and the torso turn inwards to one another, we cut out the outside world. Nobody can interrupt and get involved with what we've got going on at this point because it's just me and you one on one. Have you seen that intimate space we create? When it comes to two men having a conversation, when it's serious business, and when it's potentially aggressive behavior, you will see the men fully frontal, face to face, standing complete opposite to each other, exposing themselves in a fearless manner in order to psych one another out. The engagement works in that manner, but a different message is translated when it's the man and the woman. Okay? So you tell me, when you're speaking to someone, are they doing their best to cover themselves up? Or are they erring into the space of revealing themselves a little bit more, okay? In your presence, in your words? What ideas create this result, this response? When somebody is in a defensive position, the shoulders come up momentarily, covering up the neck, protecting the neck. It's a vital organ. If that neck's gone, the whole body's gone. Brain damage ensues. Nothing goes up to the brain no more because the cord has been cut. So that neck needs to be protected. So is she bringing the shoulders up in a defensive mechanism, or is she allowing them shoulders to be down? Is she exposing them, that neck of hers? Is she doing so? Is she brushing her hair over her ears, exposing her neck in a sexual manner because she wants you there? Okay? I'm going to leave that one there. I'm going to leave this one nice and short. Plenty of food for thought. It is what it is. Click like, click subscribe. I'm signing out. Peace.